So you want to know how to join the Coast Guard? Let's get into it.
Yo, Pierre, you want to come out here? She said she an angel, need a halo. Skirt on Sonic, no Sega.
All right, before we even start, can we talk about the cut? The cut is crazy. The boy actually look all right there. You know, I got my Kings on a pair of roll. I'm dripped out. I look all right today. Go get yours. Link in the bio, description about what you need. But let's get into it. So, how to join the Coast Guard. So first, you want to go anywhere. Go on Google, Yahoo, whatever you need to find it. Bing.com, anything. Go find you a local recruiter in your area, anything. I'm in North Carolina. We got one in Raleigh and we got one in Wilmington. You know what I'm saying? You have one near you. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes you might have to drive out your way to go find one. I had to go an hour away to St. Petersburg, Florida to go to mine. Even though there was one in Tampa, I felt like the people in St. Petersburg were like that, and I feel like they were able to get my stuff done as well as I needed to, and they did. They got me here. They got me here. So next, what you gonna do after you find a recruiter? Talk to a recruiter. You do not have to sign no papers when you go into the recruiter office. They're not asking for nothing. They're not asking you to sign nothing. No years, no money. They just want to sit there and talk to you about what it is you might be joining and what you might get yourself into and what to be looking forward to. That's all they want to see. That's number one. After you talk to them, if you like what the process is doing, they're gonna send you to go take a test called the ASVAB. The ASVAB is basically a score based on knowledge of math, reading. I think there's even like some like geometrical stuff in there. Engineering, they show you a whole bunch of tools, health related scenarios. So like, hey, if you're bleeding, where should I put the tourniquet on their arm? If they're bleeding from the arm, should I put it above or below? So stuff like that. And basically it just combines all your knowledge overall and takes it into the score, and that's how they score you, and you can see what jobs you qualify for. Once you start seeing the jobs you qualify for, you be like, okay, dang, I could do this, and that. All right, what do I think I might want to do in my career? If you have something you might want to do right, so like from right there, you know, hey, this is a job I'm doing, and you only want to go explore in boot camp or non-rate, you can do this thing called Guaranteed A School. There's a lot of them going on right now. I know there's one for ET, MK, BM, a whole bunch of rates right now that have Guaranteed A Schools. I went to MK Guaranteed A School. Yeah, Guaranteed MK A School. That's what I went to. So I knew I wanted to be a MK straight out the jump. That's what I knew I wanted to do. So I was like, shoot, all right, bet. Got my recruiter. We talked about this. Hey, there's a Guaranteed MK A School. Do you want to go? Heck yeah. Heck yeah, send me. So after you go through that, and you figure out what you're doing, they'll send you to MEPS. MEPS is a place where they kind of do an overall evaluation of who you are, how you're doing with like your physical, mental, and everything. So they do a physical, they sit you down in the office with a person, they talk about your mental, they ask you certain things about your medical history and stuff like that. So when you're in MEPS, it's just a whole waiting list. You're doing eye testing, hearing test. I forgot, there's a couple of other tests too. You got to do like duck walk. It's a whole bunch of things to see if you're fit and ready to go join the United States military. During that process though, sometimes people get things called waivers. I almost had to get one because I thought I had childhood asthma. I did not in fact have childhood asthma, but they go all the way back until childhood stuff like that. So make sure when you go in there and you say something, be very, very, very cautious about what you're saying to them, because sometimes they'll be like, oh yeah, maybe I hurt my finger when I was a little younger. They'll be like, oh my God, you broke your finger when you were younger? Well, I don't know if we're going to have you. We're going to have to get all your medical records, and we're going to take like 3 months to get back to you, and then you might get a waiver. You just might get a waiver. And basically the waiver is supposed to just be like, oh, no, he's fine, he can go through. But them waivers take a lot of time, and I'm talking to a lot of people right now that's done to do waivers. Remember what you're saying. Sometimes your recruiters might just say, don't say that. I'm not saying I've heard that from any recruiter, but they say don't tell them nothing. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't do it. All right, let me chill. Okay, so back into it. So after you go through MEPS, you should start be closing down on your timeline. This is where you start being like, okay, when's my ship out day? Is there any other paperwork that I need to complete in between this? Do I need to finish high school? Do I need to get my diploma so then I could put that in my paperwork so I'm able to go? Because that's what I had to do. I had to graduate, so I had basically my whole process done. MEPS, ASVAB, everything, talked to them, everything. I already knew what I was doing, what I was signing for. So I graduated high school, I think around, I don't know. I think I graduated in like June, and then I shipped out July. That might be backwards. I don't know my months like that. But yeah. So I shipped out like a month after graduation. So when you get through MEPS and all that, and you swear in. So after that, after you figure out all that stuff, you're gonna swear in. You're gonna go back to MEPS, and you're gonna swear in, do like basically your shipping out process. But you're gonna do all that, do your shipping out process, and they're gonna ask you how many years did you agree with your recruiter, and if this is right. When you're talking to a recruiter, make sure you tell them that you want a certain amount of years or you want this type of contract, because sometimes they do bonuses. Hey, we're gonna ship you out like an expedited like shipping out, so like you're moving quick through your process, but we'll give you $2,000 extra for doing that. Or they'll be like, you get an MKA school, so you get a bonus on top of that. Just make sure your recruiter has that within some of your details, because if not, and you get to boot camp and all the stuff that they don't send you to A school, you're not getting no bonus because they ain't sending you to A school because they didn't put on your paperwork. So make sure when you're talking to a recruiter, have stuff written down, because sometimes recruiters like to lie. I'm not saying nobody, it didn't happen to me, but I've heard this personally. Sometimes recruiters misconstrue things, and it gets really, really hectic because they just play with your life, basically. So make sure everything's written down on paper, on file. Yeah. So that's how you want to do that. So then you'll start saying, okay, 4-year contract, 6-year contract. What's the difference? 6-year, if you didn't do RTC or anything, you can automatically get to, I think it is E2 or no, it's E3 you can get to. 4 years, you don't get none of that. Do the 4, please, for your own sake. Like, the 6 is not worth it, because most of y'all going to end up doing guaranteed A schools. You're going to get E4 anyways. Just take the 4. I'm telling you, if you trap yourself for 6, you're going to hate yourself, and you're going to be like, dang, I wish I would have just did 4. So I like the 4 because it's kind of a trial process. Yeah, 4 years of my life, I'll be 21 if I get out within 4. But if I like it, I can stay in longer. And then when I re-enlist, I can also just do another 2 additional years. I don't have to sign for another 4. But yeah, that's why I say 4 is the best. 6, if you think this is something you want to do for 20 and you want to get that little bonus off the 6, go get it. But it's up to you. But yeah, that's how you join the United States Coast Guard. I'm sorry if I went a little fast. I can rewind. We could reverse it. It's your and Missy Elliott. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video today. And it's another great video from your boy who? 305. Remy. This video is brought to you by King's Art Apparel. Use code 15 Remy for 20% off.
Got me walking around like I'm Frankenstein. Heard it's 30 phones OT finna take the drive. On my way right now, I ain't gotta pay for side. Triple X a little bitch, I'ma break her spine. Triple X when I step, bitch, I'm 10.